I'll start with an absolutely. My name is Erin M. Elmore Esquire. I am an attorney. I'm a mom, but I'm also having the pleasure of being on the Women for Trump tour bus and going around the country trying to make sure that we really get out the vote, especially with women across this country. And I am a Trump surrogate, not only in 2016, 20, and 2024. I was the deputy press secretary at the RNC in Cleveland in 2016. I'm a Turning Point USA contributor. And I am just here to talk about my experience on The Apprentice 3 with Donald Trump on NBC. So I just got out of law school. It was many moons ago. I was, of course, on The Baby Apprentice back in 2006. It's hard to age yourself like that because it feels like it was just yesterday. Working at a law firm, and everyone said, there's a tryout for The Apprentice in Philadelphia. You have to go. And after the seventh phone call, I stood in line like everybody else. I believe nationally, 3 million people tried out, 18 people made it. I was one of those 18 people. And within 2 weeks of that initial tryout, I was in Trump Tower, living in Trump Tower. And I had the opportunity to meet one of the biggest, most successful business scions in the world, Donald J. Trump. And you're in the boardroom and it's really nerve-wracking. And I've been told since I was about 3 years old that I was pretty quick-witted. And what I learned very quickly about Donald J. Trump is he wants you to get to your point, say it fast, and say it slightly in a comedic and funny way. And I got that skill down pretty quickly, and I made it all but 2 episodes. And Donald Trump just really enjoyed me being there. And he said I was smart and gave me many compliments. Yes, I heard the words, "You're fired," but I was rehired on the campaign many, many years later. But before we get into that, you know, Donald Trump was someone that saw a young person who was ambitious. He gave me every opportunity in the world. After I left the show, he asked me, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I want to get into journalism." And he wrote me a letter of recommendation, handed me a folio with people that I could contact. He said, "This is on you. This is your job to do it." Called all of those people. I landed a news job in Jacksonville, Florida, a place I'd never even been able to pick out on a map. Went there as a general assignment reporter. And basically, every bit of success I have in this life and everything that I'm doing is because of Donald Trump. I was working in journalism because Donald Trump got me there. And I actually took a position in my hometown at QVC, which is the largest home shopping channel in the world. And it was such a great job. I'm talking to entrepreneurs every day. And I was there for about 10 years and I was very comfortable. I had gotten married, I had had a child. And by the way, in both of those monumentous occasions in my life, who did I get surprise phone calls from? Donald Trump saying, "Congratulations on your wedding. I heard you had a beautiful son. Congratulations." So our paths were always connected. But when he came down that golden escalator and said he was running for president, I called his personal assistant that I kept in touch with over those 10 years. I said, "Rona, I am quitting my job. I have a 6-month-old baby at home. I am going to dedicate my life to getting this man elected." Now, you have to understand, although I have a minor in political science in college, I wasn't a Republican. Okay. I wasn't really an active voter. I was sort of like, yay, politics. All of a sudden, I was like, this person has done so much for my life and has made me who I am as an adult woman and a mother. I will go to the ends of the earth to see him get elected. And they call that, I guess, baptismal by fire. And I threw myself headfirst into a campaign. I didn't know what a surrogate was. It's a spokesperson. I became a spokesperson. I believe my first TV appearance was on CNN. I hadn't really been on TV in that capacity. Yes, I was on QVC, but not in that capacity. And you know what? I accidentally, I think by the grace of God, knocked it out of the park. One thing led to another. I became the deputy press secretary at the RNC. I became someone who you would see on Fox News. And it was truly something that I knew I had to do because I knew this man as a person and I knew that he was the right man for the job. And when you believe in someone that you actually know, you'll fight for the ends of, you'll go to the ends of the earth for them. And that's the hardest part about all of this is you see women and you see people saying, "Oh, he's a misogynist." It's so patently false. He just really cared. First of all, the Trump organization employs more women than probably any corporation in America, right? And the way that he treated me as a young lawyer out of law school on a reality show for business, just as a mentor, I knew that this person was someone that I had to go to bat for. And when I heard the mainstream media saying terrible things about him that I knew weren't true, I knew that my confirmation was correct and that I had to fight even harder? Such a good question. So we were on The Apprentice quite a long time ago, and I will say that it is almost like a sorority or fraternity or like a college reunion because we have giant group texts, and most of us do keep in touch. And the ones of us that have kept in touch, Raj Bhakta from season 2 has become a very successful spirit and liquor entrepreneur. Bradford Cohen from season 2 is a tremendously powerful defense attorney that you see printed about in articles with different musicians and artists. And Kendra Todd, who won my season, is a real estate magnate. So everyone has really gone on to become super successful. And I think the thread that ties it in a bow and brings us all together is The Apprentice. And we realize that but for Donald Trump and but for him giving us this tremendous opportunity, we wouldn't be who we are and where we are today. So when we saw that contestants were coming out lambasting their experience on the show or like chastising Donald Trump, we all sort of said, let's get together. Let's issue some statements. Let's talk about what Donald Trump means to us. And there is a bit of irony in this because the people that came out against him would never have this platform except for the fact that Donald Trump put them on The Apprentice. So it's quite funny and quite ironic. But I think in politics today, you see that a lot with the left. There's not a lot of rationale, not a lot of logic. And so it fits right in. I have been on the road for about 2 weeks with Women for Trump. You might have seen it online. We're the ones wearing the pink jackets. We have women, obviously, like Laura Trump, Sage Steele, Danica Patrick, Savannah Chrisley, and we have just been canvassing this country. I've been to North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, New York, DC, Nevada, and back to Palm Beach, all within the course of, I would say, 12 days. And what we're doing is we're just going out there talking to voters. We're getting them to engage with their communities. We're saying, if you've already voted, go out and talk to your friends, get them to vote. This is such an important election. And it has been so wonderful. I just love to see a story like this being covered because when I saw so many disenfranchised apprentice contestants speaking out negatively, and the way that they describe their appearance and their time on the show, it's really sad to me because Donald J. Trump gave everyone an equal opportunity to be successful. We had the largest platform, and many people don't realize now because it has been so long that this was the #1 rated show on television. Not only were you exposed to the American platform, you had everyone in America watching you, but Donald Trump gave us the opportunity to meet with titans of industry, business leaders, CEOs. The networking opportunities were absolutely to the moon. And I just don't know how anyone could possibly say that they weren't afforded every opportunity in the world. Yes, I approached Donald Trump after I was on the show and I said, would you write me a letter of recommendation? Would you help me with some job opportunities? But you know what? That's how the world works. We have to pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and make ourselves successful. And the fact that these people can't really see what the show has done for them is just sad. And it speaks more about them than it does about us. And they had every opportunity in the world. And the fact that they couldn't take advantage of it to me is really sad. I'm sitting here talking with Fox News. I'm sitting here on a presidential campaign because of something that happened in 2006. And it's every girl's dream that's a conservative, right? I am so blessed and so lucky. And I realize where that luck and that blessing comes from. And the fact that people are trying to sort of besmirch that, it doesn't seem fair and it doesn't seem right and it doesn't seem logical.